Now, 1980s to 1989. Ronald Reagan. Jimmy versus Reagan in the elections of 1980. Guess is gonna win. Just try and guess. Ronald Reagan wins. Then there's a Tehran Iranian hostage crisis, where 52 U.S. students are held hostage. And, well, luckily everything turns out fine, and they get sent back home after a few years. So it was like 180 days or something like that. As you see, there's 52 of them coming out of the building. They get on the plane and they fly back home and land safely. Then Ronald Reagan, walking out of his hotel, gets shot in the chest, which is a bad thing since he's the president and people are afraid he's gonna die, but he was fine, and he gave a speech 2 months afterwards. Reagan decides to cut taxes up to 25%. He decides to increase budget spending, and there was a peak of the Cold War during the 1980s. Then there's controllers decide to strike, which Reagan puts a stop to, sends them back. Otherwise, they get fired. And there's a first woman on the Supreme Court. The U.S. economy goes into a slight recession. Then Reagan has this idea where if the U.S. were to get nuked, maybe we can prevent this with a new system called SDI, which is basically just lasers and satellites beaming into Russian missiles which explode. Then Russians shot down a plane, killing something over 60 Americans. Then there was a Contra affair, which they decided to bail on, and Reagan does not get in trouble. And that was about just sending guns to Iran to help give money to Contra. Then they have nuclear peace talks to reduce nuclear arms back to 4%, and the Challenger explodes. And then the Berlin Wall comes down in 1989 with Reagan's, well, when Bush was already president, but that was Reagan's achievement. Thank you for watching.